Stay tuned for the program that is rated tops in popularity for a longer period of time than any other program in radio history.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps.
It's a wild scheme of a crazed mind. It can't be anything else.
Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours, Avalon Standard Time. Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best radio in the whole wide world.
You're with the roar!
All right, we got the tunage. It's actually one of my songs. The demo, that sort of always wanted to stay a demo for some reason, whatever.
That was weird.
I've never heard that sound out of that iPod. It was bizarre.
It was very bizarre.
Oh well, Kate Bush is good. All right, well, so much for the Jim Fiddler, and on with the Kate Bush, I say. Yes, so we are... What was I going to say about the song, the demo thing? Oh yeah, that song. Weapons of Mass Distraction was that song that you all just didn't get a chance to hear. But if you go back, not that version, but an earlier version when it was even more demo-ish, actually played on the Roar way back somewhere, and you can hear it there. But anyway, obviously you're not going to hear it here.
This used to be one of my favorite songs. I still really love it.
Yeah, me too.
The movie is very good.
Yeah?
The three movies now, I think.
Three
Wuthering
movies.
Heights.
Uh-huh.
That I've seen anyway. The first one's the best though.
Really?
I think so.
That's quite often the case.
I think the first one was done like maybe in the 1940s or
Yeah.
50s.
Back when they made good movies.
Mm-hmm. It was black and white.
Back in the days of...
It was really good.
Uh-huh.
I heard the song first. This song.
Back in the Edward G. Robinson days.
I guess it was the early 80s when this came out. And I never
This
even
song?
heard... I think so. 1984?
No.
84.
Oh, really? That late?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, could be.
Well, unless she did it before and then re-released it or something.
Well, I'm not sure. But I mean, geez, I think 84, she came out with Hounds of Love or something. So I think it must have been before then, darling.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I have to check that.
Well, I bought the CD Hounds of Love in 1984. It was the first CD I ever bought.
Yeah, I bought
see?
it. Okay.
And there's no way this came out. Well, A, this wasn't on Hounds of Love, or B, it wasn't a single.
Okay, it must have been a couple of years.
And C, What would be the C?
Maybe it was 82.
C, she didn't put out 2 records that year. Could be 82.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually, because I think I got it on
darn
an
good thing, folks.
album. I'd come to think
Oh,
of
she
it.
heard me.
What did you say?
I was talking to the folks.
I heard you
Hey,
mumbling
listen.
something.
Yeah, well, it's not your business. That was just between me and the folks. Don't butt into some other people's business.
All right, I'll find out when I play it back.
Well, it's specially coded, so especially encoded, so that only folks will understand it.
Okay.
And I don't think you're folks, are you?
I have to get my own code as well, I guess.
Yeah. Correct.
Yes.
So. We have we've noted a few little things that we wanted to cover. We had an attempt at recording last night. It just didn't work. Just the elements, just whatever. The planets weren't all lined up correctly and all these things.
Yeah, we were in the car actually, and we were going to, well, we did record. We went to Cape Spear.
We recorded, but it just didn't, whatever.
It wasn't right.
Just didn't have that usual sort of, monotonous mediocrity that we're so well known for.
Exactly. That's
You know?
right. It was too
Just wasn't
exciting.
wasn't dull enough. Yeah, that was about it too. No, I think part of it was I had kind of just gotten up from one of those, those really it's like a heavy drug. It's a really intense. Jeez Louise, right in the face.
Oh
It's good thing that's why I wear the shades. In case anybody was wondering, that answers your question. Listen to this episode of The Roar, and you will know why I wear the shades. So yeah, what was I saying?
You were saying you were just woke up.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, it's like a very intoxicating drug. It's called the evening nap. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, those things can be so delicious, but
That's my favorite nap.
At the same time, just really hard to get out of. There are times when you can take an evening nap and just, get up at 9:30 or 10 o'clock and, do your stuff and have a bite to eat and have a shower and change and go out. And the whole night you're out, even, amongst all the thrilling people dancing and talking at you and all that stuff. You just still got this kind of little, like somebody has rubbed you head to toe with Oragel. You're slightly numbed somewhere.
Yeah. Brain numb too?
Brain numb, everything, just numb.
I hate the brain
which
numb
reminds me of
thing.
an old doctor joke, which I will not tell here.
Okay. Can only imagine.
No, This is a family show. Yes, so that didn't go so well, that little attempt at recording. And it would have been good if everything had fallen into place. It would have turned out really well. But what we did, the content and the whole whatever, we can do any old time, and we will do it again. Perhaps we'll do it. Perhaps that'll be project number 1 with the H1.
H1? Oh.
Yeah, with the Zoom H1 when we get that. That
sounds too much like a virus to me.
the H1, yeah. Yeah, maybe there's something to that. Well, we'll have to see. It looks very good though, folks. If you want a machine, a recording device that will record really, really good quality, good for, doing like what we're doing here now, good for recording, rehearsals, and well, they don't say live music in the promo because they're not trying to, not trying to encourage people to go out and record live music, but and you never heard it from here either that you can do such a thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, it's a really great looking machine. It looks like it's up there with all the more pricier ones. It's they're selling it for $99, and I don't think we can resist. And there's a nice little kind of what do you call that, accessory pack that goes with it that you can get, and includes a windscreen and an adapter and a case and a mic clip adapter and a tripod stand and all these kinds of things. So just this thing would be so versatile. The things we could do with it would be amazing. So I don't think it's much of a question. I think we're going to be doing it, and maybe that will be project number 1 with the new H1. But anyway, we did actually, we do this off the fly, or on the fly, I should say, off the cuff. Well, why not off the fly?
Yeah.
Why not on the cuff? I don't get it.
I don't get it.
What makes these things up?
What does it all mean anyway?
What does it all mean? What are they trying to
What
say?
does off the cuff mean?
Off the cuff? I have no
Off
idea.
the cuff if you're like sleeve or something?
I guess.
Or your collar? No, it's sleeve, isn't it?
Like you're losing cufflinks or something?
Yeah, it's off the cuff.
Now that's something. Growing up, I thought they were cufflings.
Cufflinks.
Yeah, no, but you've heard that. I'm sure if I said I lost a cuffling, you wouldn't think that was strange, would
No,
you?
I wouldn't think it was strange, but I never thought.
But
it
if I
was
said I lost a cufflink,
cufflink.
doesn't that sort of feel a little bit strange?
It does. I never thought of it.
But it is a
before like that.
cufflink,
It is, yeah.
and it's not just the sort of the over pronunciation of the Jewish over pronunciation of the G at the end of a word,
No.
like sing,
Sing.
cufflink.
Cuffling.
I mentioned this a long time ago. My dear old friend Vicki, who I haven't spoken to or seen in years and years, and hope she's doing well, used to say, for the drummer in the Beatles, she used to call him, get this now folks, she used to call him Ringo. Okay? So just think about that. Ringo. Try to say it yourself, okay? We'll just wait. No, you go ahead. Say Ringo. Does it feel a bit funny? Does it seem strange? Well, it's because you're not used to it. You're just not used to it. See, the thing is, she, I think she was doing it correctly. Because R-I-N-G-O is ring-o. R-I-N, if you're going to pronounce the R-I-N-G, then it's ring-o. Otherwise, you're going to pronounce the go at the end, it's rin-go. Ringo or ring-o. Ringo or Ringo. It's neither way is it Ringo. Ringo would be R-I-N-G-G-O.
Ringo. No, you're exactly
Yeah.
right. Ringo. It should be Ringo.
It should be Ringo.
Yeah.
She was right.
Who has a name
God love her heart.
Have you ever heard anybody with that name ever again?
Ringo?
Ringo.
No,
Me
I
neither.
have not. I certainly have not. Anyway, that's just food for thought, folks. Ringo. I'm sure there are people out there that the more I say it, it just bothers them. Ringo, 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 Ringo.
Yes.
Take that.
What's this? Oh,
It is Suzanne Vega.
it's the kind of slithering down the sidewalk sort of music.
It's snail
Slithering,
music.
sliding, yeah.
Yeah. I really like this song. And by the way, we're not doing any copyright damage. I can't help it if my wife carries a little thing with noise coming out of it while I'm trying to talk.
Exactly.
It's
Sorry
not
about
my
that.
fault. You know?
And I'm not putting it away.
And she's not putting it away, folks. But I have gone on the record, so there you have it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're talking, say you want to do an interview with somebody and they're standing outside of a club and
Exactly.
there's some music there. What are you supposed to do?
We pass by music all the time.
We pass by music all the time. We literally have to just throw the recorder in the garbage to keep all music from bleeding in. Now, I think the thing is, this is unusable. This is very much in the background. Nobody can take this and, use it because we're ruining it as we're speaking over it. We're ruining it,
Exactly.
and there's no fidelity to it. You can't really hear all the bass and this and that. It's just you can kind of tell what song it is a bit, but that's all.
It's
I mean,
more ambience, I guess.
it's ambience, exactly. That's all it is. So
Do you like it, folks? We hope you like it.
I think I just heard the folks say yes. Oh, one of them just said no, they don't.
Oh no.
But that person always says, that person will never, ever agree with anything we do.
Okay.
So,
Well,
shag her.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was a him, but I.
No, it's a her. Come on. People are like cats. Indeed. So we wrote down a few things that we wanted to talk about. One thing I will mention right off the bat is we're a couple episodes in now, but let's officially right now say hello to all the listeners at onsug.com, the Overnightscape Underground. The channel over there, Frank Norris channel.
Wow.
I got an email from Frank, and it's just, I don't know. Frank and I have always kind of been kindred spirits, and I don't know, tend to think about a lot of the same things. And, you know, I mean, we don't have exactly the same ideas on everything exactly, but just, I don't know, the same kind of like looking out at the universe, looking around us, looking inside of us, looking, you know, even just while we're walking, lifting up and looking to see if there's anything on the bottom of our feet, you know, because maybe that's where it is, you know, whatever.
How long
Just
have we been listening?
seeking the truth, you know. Frank, I don't know.
It's been a long
Good
time.
long.
5 years? Has it been?
5 years,
It's
something?
The Roar is almost. Well, the
The
Roar,
Roar is over 5 years.
Over 5 years old, yeah.
So, I think since way back when. Yeah, I don't even know exactly when, but I think we definitely knew about him at some point in 2005.
Yeah.
If I didn't know about him before then, I'm not sure. But this is inconsequential. This is the past.
Yeah.
The past is past, and the future's here at last.
Indeed.
And here we are. And is this the future you all expected? Probably not. But I'm pleased about certain parts of it. This present that we call the future, or we called the future in the past, and now we call it, well, even as I speak, the past again, really. So, fret not. If you're not quite happy with it, wait around. Here comes a big truck. There goes a big truck. Hey! I wouldn't want to get run down by that.
No, that would not be pleasant.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Anyway, the whole point of this is here we are, and we're on the channel at onsug.com. So for all you Roar listeners, you can go on over to onsug, as in Overnightscape Underground, onsug.com. We've mentioned Frank several times over the years, and I'm sure some of you have gone over and listened to him and didn't like him and turned him off, or liked him and became a listener to the Overnightscape and the Rampler and the various projects he's had over the years. So anyway, if you're one of the ones who haven't, go on over and have a look. It's Frank does his own show, which he finally is calling the Frank Norris Show. I kind of suggested, not forcefully, he was going through a bit of an identity crisis maybe 2 years ago, something like that. Really just wondering what was it all about, and so on and so on. And I thought, coming up with names, new names for the show, it's like, well, Lillian, for example. She started out with, what was it, PageMaker Graphics?
Yeah.
Which, really, quite honestly, I think it's been long enough now that I can say, without hurting your feelings, isn't really inventive.
No.
So, then that led on and eventually became, what was the next thing? Toneworks Designs.
And then it was Mitchell Newberry.
And then it was Mitchell Newberry. And then it was
like a law firm or something.
And finally, we were just really taking stock one day, and, well, it wasn't just one day. It just got to a point where I said, who are you and what are you doing? Are you Blue Sky Designs or something like that? Or are you you? Are you an artist? Are you a creative person living and breathing in this world? Why would I call myself, when I put out records, I call myself Jim Fiddler, And why would I come up with a name, the Panicin Mannequins or something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, it's not a bad name.
Well, that's paid off immensely.
The Panicin Mannequins, I like it.
I like it.
Yes.
What was that one you came up with tonight? It was so funny.
What?
The country drop down.
Oh, the online country combo box. Yeah, for a couple of shows. Oh, for the show yeah, okay. Episode, which one was it? Episode 90, I think. We were talking about that thing that you run into. Those countries. Like you're online somewhere and, you're applying for something or registering for something. They want to know who you are and where you are and all that stuff. I was saying about how, everybody now, I think, when they think of their own country, there are a couple of other countries that spring to their mind immediately. Like Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada. Why does Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada come into my mind with such ease? Well, it's because of having to deal with all these online country combo boxes. Do you call them drop downs or combo boxes? It's a combo box, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, online country combo box. So I thought, geez, well, think about that. Jimmy Hayseed in the online country combo box or something. I don't know. Anyway, I guess the gist of what I'm saying is you are who you are, and trying to make up a persona. Which persona just means mask. Trying to, cover your self-inadequacies, or your self-perceived inadequacies with some kind of a, hey, how you doing? Isn't necessarily useful all the time. We all understand. What's that?
I was just going to say the other thing, like for me, for example, if I had gone on calling everything I did some other name,
like Blue Sky Designs or something like that. Or maybe there's somebody listening who has a company called Blue Sky Designs and they're just going to be really peeved with me. You never know.
But as time goes
on... stands for BS Designs, basically. How's that? There. Okay, cool.
When it's your own name, you can kind of establish that over time.
Well, it's your own name, and you're either putting your own name to shame or to honor, really, when you think about it.
Exactly.
So, back. Let's close the loop on it. Now it's the Frank Norris Show. At the Frank Norris Show. Yeah. Well, now that it's the Frank Norris Show, it's the Frank Norris. Now you may be wondering, well, there, big guy. What about this Republic of Avalon radio nonsense? Well, in my case, and in Lillian's case, because I'm doing the Jim Fiddler shtick, and she's doing the Lillian Fiddler shtick. She's not anything Designs anymore. She's just Lillian Fiddler, and I'm not Pressure Drop or the Panicin Mannequins or anything like that. I'm just Jim Fiddler. This thing that we do together here is Republic of Avalon Radio. That's the reason. So, in case you were starting to think we were just complete hypocrites,
it's also
we're only partial hypocrites.
Yeah, only partially.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a place too, isn't it? Like a.
Well, it is. It's a state of mind.
It is a state of mind.
It's a Stadt of mind.
It's
a mind staedtle. There's one for you.
A mind staedtle?
Yes, a mind staedtle. It's a kopf staedtle.
I like that.
Or staedtle. It's a kopf. There you go. Kopf staedtle.
Staedtle.
Yes.
What does it mean?
I just got even more obscure with it.
Oh, state. It means state? No?
Yeah. It means a little state.
Okay.
Staedtle. It's a thing where some of my folks come from, this little place. And that's kind of a word that they would use there. Staedtle. Mm-hmm. Putting le at the end of anything just to mean that it's little. Mm-hmm. So a girl, instead of calling a girl a mädchen, we would say mädle. And so on. Yes, anything small has a le at the end.
Okay.
So there you have it. So anyway, these topics are getting dragged out in such a way that we're probably not going to cover too many of them if we keep up at this pace.
What else do we want to talk about?
Well, we wanted to really just, first of all, I guess, welcome the new listeners through onsug.com. And I hope you enjoy our time with you here. And as I said, myself and Frank have been kind of kindred spirits, and over about a 5-year period, I think really come to realize that. He's been listening to us, we've been listening to him. He's been listening to us off and on, we've been listening to him off and on, but never gone away kind of thing. And thrown emails back and forth every now and again, and we've kind of submitted a little bit of audio. I don't know if we were maybe even the first ever to, other than himself, to submit audio to him for a play. I'm not sure. Probably. But anyway, to make a long story short, it was Frank's idea. He emailed me and had a few comments on a few of the things we were talking about in one of our episodes. And then he said, why don't you guys just upload your episodes, just all of them, to the channel, because, you know, other people are doing it and it's really working out well and it's a good vibe. And so we talked about it, and he said, why not? There's no harm.
I'm very excited about it.
It is.
I think it's great.
Well, it's a good community too. Frank, whether he realizes or not, it's kind of interesting, you know. Allow me some freedom here, Frank. Bit of wiggle room. Here's this kid growing up who they kind of give a hard time in school, and so on and so forth. You want more details on that? Go to onsug.com, please. But yeah, a little bit of a hard time in school, and a bit of a nerdy kid. Not really much for the, you know, center of attention and life of the party and all that kind of stuff. Smart kid, and well, very similar in a lot of ways to myself. Different circumstances. I had at least the illusion of the center of attention, in that being a musician, I would be, you know, right up on the stage, you know, playing and all that stuff. But in fact, I've never been, and still aren't. I'm still not any sort of, you know, for example, when we go to the pub, we just go in, say hello to people on the way by, and go right down to the back into the corner, take our place at the end of the bar, way down in the far end, as far back into the place as you can get. And we're always, you know, very, very happy to see anybody. But we don't go around and work a room. I hate that, like when I'm, you know, doing a CD launch or something like that. The whole idea of going around and working the room and, you know, going to these conventions and things, you know, music industry things, and you gotta go around, hi, how you doing? Yeah, you know, all that stuff. Really don't like that. So, anyway, what I'm getting to here is Frank, I think, unbeknownst to himself, guess what, Frank? And I think we did it with the Roar too. You're a lone wolf who created a community, you know?
Yeah.
And that's quite interesting. What is that? How does that happen? Somebody who, you know, doesn't want to be a member, doesn't want to belong to anything that any sort of group or organization that would have anyone like him as a member, goes away and kind of forms their own community to a certain degree.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's very just, you know, Frank's just, you know, watching the wheels go round and round,
Exactly, yeah.
and doing his thing, and people say he's crazy, you know, dreaming his life away, doing what he's doing, you know. They ask him all kinds of questions, you know. So eventually here he is, and he's got this community, and we're really glad to be a part of it. So big thanks, big props to Frank, and live long and prosper.
Yes, Frank. I hope we get to meet someday.
Yeah.
You know,
No, how about Monday?
Monday?
Oh, someday. Sorry. Okay, just kidding. I know what she said.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good enough on that.
All right.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank. Frankly,
Frank.
Frank.
Frankly, Frank, thanks.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Franks.
Yes.
They're the good hot dogs. Thanks, Franks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate with a name like Frank that he's actually a vegetarian.
Oh yeah.
You know,
That is unfortunate.
it's, you know,
Well.
it's ironic. There you go. There's something to get under some people's skins.
I just wanted to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, if you want to check out Jim's music, just go to his website, jimfiddler.com.
Hiswebsite.com.
Hiswebsite.com. Jimfiddler.com with 1 D.
Okay. Jimfiddler.comd.
Wow, it's getting loud down here.
It's just as loud. I think it's as the last time.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not getting any louder. It's not getting any louder down here.
You don't think? Oh, yeah.
We're getting close to the consistent din is what's happening.
Okay, we're at a kind of
A traffic jam?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, folks, we're moving through the traffic jam.
Watch your head, dear. Yeah, where are they?
Oops, sorry. I just sort of lightly bumped into somebody. It's just a good idea to apologize, excuse yourself, I should say, when you're getting through a crowd. Why not? There's no harm. Well, see, I only do it because you never know. You're going to bump into that wrong person one day, and just as you're going past them, they're just going to turn around and deck you. So,
I'm glad we're through that.
yeah. And what was the reason for that big congestion?
Oh, it was people in a lineup outside of Shamrock City.
Yeah. I just think it's fascinating. The whole thing. It just, whatever you want to say about it, good or bad, this way or that. Location is a a thing, folks, to bear in mind. If you want to open a restaurant or a pub or we'll put it this way, if you want to open a railroad, don't do it in the middle of the ocean. All right? Good.
Yeah, that would be a bad engineering move.
That would be choo-choo. Blub, pretty much.
Yes.
Not good. All aboard.
Bozo under the sea.
Bozo under the sea, yes.
I wonder if anybody remembers.
Does anybody remember Bozo under the sea? Huh.
If anybody does, please let me know.
Have you done a search? There's probably... Dear, you should...
I should do it
on YouTube.
Actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
We were doing a couple of weeks ago. I was asking Lillian about the guy if she remembered the guy on Sesame Street. He later went on to play Mr. Bentley on the Jeffersons, and I asked if she remembered him going around painting numbers on stuff, and she didn't remember it. I couldn't believe it. I'm going to paint an 8. That guy. Painted on the... Oh, man, I just had a flashback.
Really?
Whoa.
What?
Wow. Just that song and a smell that hit me right at the same time walking past there. I remember being in 1973 in the summertime in Oshawa, Ontario. And I remember the afternoon. I remember we were in a station wagon, and the kids were like in the back of the station wagon. I don't mean on the seat, I mean in the back of the station wagon. Like the station wagon was kind of like our playpen. And I remember I had my tape recorder with me, and I had a little tape recorder at the time, and I was like recording bits and pieces of, my cousins and so on. And keep harping on it. I had my little tape recorder, and I remember we went to Dairy Queen and had banana splits.
Wow.
That afternoon. And there was a smell on my tape recorder that we just passed someplace, and it reminded me, reminded me of that afternoon. And it was hot as Hades that day. It was one of those kind of, 90... in the 90s and high humidity kind of thing, where the grass, the sprinklers on the lawns and the grass just wanted to sort of like retreat into the ground,
It's like this song is like everything going in slow motion to me. Like kind of driving around and it being really kind of taking everything in.
Well, that was funky. That was a deja vu thing.
It's not very often you get two things like that at one time, like the sound and the
smell. Well, the two of them went together in a kind of to form a kind of synesthesia, in a way. Yeah. The smell and the sound together recreated a whole image that I haven't thought of in years. Just boom, like that. And that's something I haven't really talked about much, the whole synesthesia thing. I will talk about that at some point. It's a blessing of mine. That's the way I describe it. Whichever way you want to think about these things. But in any case, yes. So there we have that. What else did we want to cover? Because we're getting quite close to destinating here. Destinating, by the way, folks. I keep explaining this. I'm just going to stop doing it after this, I think. Is a term we use in ham radio. To destinate means to arrive at your destination. Well, obviously, but I don't think people go around generally saying it in normal speech, so that's why we find that when some fellow ham radio operators say it, it makes them sound a little bit sort of stiff or something like that. So some of the other ones, some of the others of us say that as well, with tongue planted firmly in cheek, sort of thing. So there you go. What else did we want to cover? Oh, one thing I noticed. Yes, I will cover this because it's kind of interesting. It's probably the last topic for this little walkabout. We listen to a lot of old-time radio every day of our lives. It's not very many days. I don't think there is a day that I don't listen to OTR. Don't listen to ABN. Anyway, ABN, the Antioch Broadcasting Network. If you just do a search for Antioch, Antioch, and the letters OTR, as in old-time radio, I'm sure you'll find it. Great station. It's an online station, but it's a terrestrial station as well. And they play 24/7, 365. They play shows from the classical radio, the classic radio era. You know, things like The Great Gildersleeve, Fibber McGee and Molly, Dragnet, the original Gunsmoke with William Conrad and Parley Bear as Marshall Dillon and Chester. And all kinds of great stuff. This Is Your FBI and Broadway Is My Beat and just all kinds of great stuff. And in any case, they play this on a schedule where it coincides wherever possible with the original broadcast date. So, for example, if you're listening on September 1st, and when a show comes on, there's a 99.999% chance that show originally aired on September 1st, say 1942 or 1938 or 1951, something like that. So, through that process, I made an observation. Okay, 1955. Right now it's 2010. Take your meat out, me rice. That's something else we'll talk about someday. The whole similarities between Barbados and Newfoundland and the Bajan accent. You know, don't tell lies. Yeah. Anyway, my observation was that 55 was 55 years. 1955 was 55 years ago. Well, that's interesting. So then in your mind, you try to go ahead and back, and you find that doesn't work. That just doesn't work at all. Like, okay, well, I mean, obviously 56 isn't 56 years ago. If 55 is 55 years ago, and so on. And then I also came to realize that 05 was 5 years ago. So in 2010, one can say 55 was 55 years ago, and 05 was 5 years ago. So not only do you find two of those, but they're both fivers. If you go ahead to 2011, there's no such thing. 2011 is just, it's like the world has ended. There's just no more time. So maybe it wasn't 2012, the Mayans or the morons or whatever we're talking about. Maybe it was 2011, and that's the proof of it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. we have, as I said before, destinated, and we're here to meet up with some friends tonight. I'm playing in a festival this weekend, and the weather's beautiful, and life is great, and all that kind of jazz. So, thanks for listening. Keep on listening. If you're not subscribed, look for us on iTunes, republicofavallonradio.com. Go to our website. Republic of Avalon Radio in iTunes. Go to our website, republicofavallonradio.com, and join in the fun. And we'll, from myself in the meantime,
and me,
and her,
Lillian,
and who's the music here?
who is
Oh, and John Lennon and a bunch of
John
people
Lennon
in
too,
a hotel in Montreal. Give peace a chance. Give peace a chance, folks.
Please do.
Yes. Peas and rice, too. Give rice a chance. Okay. Peas and rice.
Take your peas at me, right?
Peas and rice are always nice.
Okay.
See you.
Slew.
Bye.
Slew.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
Radio for lazy people who don't want to do nothing.
You're with the roar!
Here are the stats for our show. Here are the stats for our show. We just want to know how many of you are on the go. This is the stats for the show. Stats. All right. This is the stats portion of the show. Oh, there we go. We had to have some theme music for the stats segment. Not exactly a great keyboard patch. It was just whatever I had loaded up there. So there you have it.
That was very impressive off the cuff.
Off the cuff, yes. Just wrote a song just like that. It's amazing. So, we just wanted to share a little bit of information with you guys and send out some shout-outs that we were unable to send out before because we didn't know y'all were there. So, let's just have a look here. We got, what were the June downloads? We're looking on the server. This doesn't track anybody, personally or individually or anything like that. It just sort of shows how many downloads and kind of where they're coming from. So, you guys, don't worry. It doesn't expose your email or your IP address or anything like that. Just shows the area. So, who's number one? Drum roll, please. What country in the world listens to the roar most?
The United States
of America. All right. And for some reason, we seem, not just in the United States, not just the United States in general, but of the United States, which state is number one?
Which state? The state of...
Which state seems...
Texas.
Texas.
Yay.
Yay, Texas. Texas is interesting because it used to be a republic. It used to be independent. It's, I think, the only state in America that was independent at one point. And oddly enough, Newfoundland is where we are here, the Republic of Avalon, is the only example of that in Canada. So we have something big in common there, Texas. Mm-hmm. Does it show what's the next state?
Let me see if I can.
And how number one-ish is Texas? Okay. Is Texas way out ahead, or?
Texas is way out ahead.
Way out ahead.
48.9%.
48.9% of American listeners are in Texas. That's almost half.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, who's next?
The next would be Illinois.
Illinois, okay. What percent?
9%.
9%.
So there's a big one there just called Other, which is 24%, so it doesn't say what they are, but the next one after that is Illinois.
Yep.
And then it's Alabama.
Alabama, how many? What percent?
Alabama is 7.2%.
Okay.
Newfoundland is 5.2%.
Newfoundland isn't a state of...
No, it's just top states / regions.
Oh, I see, okay.
Now that's weird. It says Newfoundland, CA, which means Canada, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have Connecticut, 5%.
Connecticut. So we have basically as many listeners in Connecticut as we do in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Something funny about that.
Oh, the other thing.
Are you all in Hatfoot?
Hatfoot.
Or Naugatuck?
It says top countries as well, so over in top countries we've got the United States.
Yep.
Which it just told us which states.
Okay.
And then the second country is Singapore, which with 24.7%.
Okay. America is what percent?
America is 61.4%.
Okay. Singapore
is 24.7%.
Okay.
Then we have Canada is 4.4%.
See, you guys, you Canucks gotta step up to the plate here.
I mean, China has as many listeners as Canada.
But they've got a lot more people too, so they got an unfair advantage.
True. And Norway is
and hello. Ni hao, I guess, is that how you say that? To our Chinese listeners. We want shout outs from you people. We want to hear from you. Because we know you're there now in China, for example. So we want you to call the Roar line and give us a shout out, or make a little MP3 and send it to us or whatever.
Yes.
Tell us who you are, where you are, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And China after China? Singapore
China
as well?
Is Norway.
Norway?
Republic of Korea.
Yeah.
United Kingdom.
Yeah. Well, let's hear from Korea. Let's hear from what was the next place after Korea?
UK.
There was one there, another one too.
Norway.
We want to hear from you.
Japan.
UK, we want to hear from you. Japan posse. Let's hear from Japan.
Germany.
Okay. It's necessary that we hear from Germany. So, yes. Wir möchten hören von Deutschland.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. And we have heard from one of our listeners in New Zealand, but there's obviously more than him.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to hear from New Zealand, from more of our New Zealand listeners.
Australia,
yeah. Have we ever? I think
we have.
But we've never got a shout out.
Oh no.
It was like in the forum or something like that.
Right.
So we want to hear from you, Australia. Come on.
Israel,
step up. Oh, I'll tell you my bad joke about Israel. You know how people tend to promote, locally made products. The idea is, supporting the local economy and so on. So, in America, it's good to buy American-made products. In Canada, buy Canadian. In Texas, you want to buy things that are made in Texas. That's just the way it goes. So I picture this television ad, where you have this guy coming out and he's trying some product, some, potato chips or something like that. And he goes, and then he goes scrunch, 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 and he gets a very pleasant look on his face and he says, "It's good. Israeli good." Anyway, that's my bad joke. And we might want to hear from you in Israel and see how bad that joke was for you. Is really bad or is really good? Okay. Who's after Israel?
Next is Ireland.
Ireland. Now, come on. Why aren't we hearing from our friends in Ireland?
Really? Come on, guys.
You guys got to get on the move and send us a shout out. republicofavalonradio.com. Get over there and send us a shout out. Oh, we have the Puss Cat.
I think he wants to say something.
I think he has something to say. Hey,
What do you
Puss.
think, Puss? Do you think they should send us shout outs?
Yeah,
Huh?
Puss. What do you think?
What do you think? He's purring. I think he means.
Hey,
I think
yes.
He's
He's craving.
in favor of that.
He's craving your shout outs, folks.
Mhm.
He wants to hear them. Who else? What else? Where else? Ireland.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Come on, Costa Rica.
Brazil.
Brazil. Let's hear from Brazil.
Nicaragua.
Come on. I've got family from Ecuador, so that's not exactly Nicaragua or Brazil, but it's kind of, somewhere in there. It's getting close.
And the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Iran. Okay, Let's hear from Iran. We don't get to hear much from Iran. That's part of the
definitely
problem with a lot of the stuff going on and all the rumors and things, is we don't really get a chance to hear from Iran. So, come on, send us your shout out from Iran.
Yes, please do.
And you can make it partially in English and partially in Persian, or all in Persian, or whatever you want, or in Arabic or whatever. But we will, I think, if we say salam, I think whether you speak Persian or whatever, I think you will understand what that means. If we extend to you. We wish you salam. I think you will understand that. Who's next?
Tunisia.
Tunisia. Well, same kind of thing. Salam alaikum.
Spain.
Spain. All right. We would love to hear from Spain. So whoever you are right now listening in Spain, you've got a job to do. You've got to go to republicofavalonradio.com and send us a shout out. Record a little shout out for us. Walking around in the streets and just saying hello and whatever you want to do. Or at the very least, just a little thing. Just say hello. Say, hi, this is whoever you are in wherever in Spain, and you're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio, that kind of thing. It's a very, very simple little task. Who else? Where else?
South Africa.
Yes, now South Africa, I think we have one listener in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So you know who you are, and you know that we're talking specifically to you.
Mm-hmm.
We want to hear from you in South Africa, and I wonder if we might even know that person.
Possibly. I do recall at some point.
We have friends that we've met in our travels over the years from South Africa who have returned home to live. They were here, and we just wonder if it might be one of them.
There was also, remember there was a couple that had a podcast from South Africa? I forgot.
A long time ago, yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I don't remember what it was called, but we mentioned it way back.
Yes.
And, we were kind of sending shout-outs to them and so on. That was back in maybe 2005 or maybe 2006.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what the name of their show was, though.
I can't remember either, no.
But anyway, and that's the list, hey?
Nope. It's page I just realized there's page 2.
There's a page 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same page link. Same page
Jeez
link.
Louise,
Gee
page 2.
Okay, we got one download in India.
India. Okay. So again, that's just one. So you know who you are in India. You know that we're talking to you. If you're in India and you have downloaded the Roar, then I am talking to you and nobody else, because there's only one person showing up in India. So that is you. And we'd love to hear from you. So get on there.
One in Botswana.
One in Botswana. Now that's interesting because I have a couple of friends. I've mentioned on the Roar before. I have a couple of friends from Botswana. My good friends Hudson and Aubrey. And boy, if that's you, if this is either Hudson or Aubrey, I really want to hear from you guys. Go to our website, republicofavalonradio.com, and get in touch with us. I'd really love to hear from Hudson or Aubrey. If you're listening in Botswana and you know these people I'm talking about without last names, I have to say I don't remember how to pronounce Hudson's last name, but it begins with an NG. Nigsani or something like that. Hudson Nigwasani, I think, something like that. And Aubrey, I don't remember his last name, but Aubrey is the guy who gave me or sold me his little acoustic guitar and showed me that little guitar lick that ended up being the lick that I used in the title track of my most recent album, Revolution Time. So whether it's Hudson or Aubrey, get in touch with us, because I want to send you a copy of my new record, my new CD, and just we haven't been in touch for years and years, and I'd love to hear from you if that's you. If not, if you're just somebody else in Botswana, we'd love to hear from you anyway. And just for the sake of consistency, if you get in touch with us, listener in Botswana, we will send you a copy of my new CD, even if you're not Hudson or Aubrey. Okay. Who else is there?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. Now that's getting pretty close to home. I think there's actually a beer made in Czech Republic that bears our name. Fiedler Broj, I think it's called, in Czech Republic. So I think you listener in the Czech Republic, if you could get us a bottle of that beer and pack it up nice and protect it and send us that beer, we will open it and taste it on the show, because that to me is quite fascinating, the fact that there's a beer that actually bears my name. It's very interesting, and I'm a beer lover, and I actually make beer. We make beer here, and we call it Fiedler Broj, just for lack of anything else to call it. But in Czech Republic, there's actually a beer called Fiedler Bräu. And we want to taste it, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morocco?
Morocco, salam alaikum. This is the place where my good friend Lekbir Khalali comes from. He comes from a small place in Morocco. Not from a city, he comes from the country. So we'd love to hear from you as well, listener in Morocco, because I made a record a couple of records ago, a CD, whatever you want to call it. And on that CD, my friend from Morocco and my friend from Saint-Pierre et Miquelon, we played together. And the album is about half in Arabic and half in English with a little tiny bit of French. And I love Rai music. I do play Rai music some, and reggae and folk and Celtic and all kinds of music. But I mean, we love Khaled and Sheb Mami and Rashid Taha and Natacha Atlas and Orchestre National de Barbès and all kinds of good Rai music. So there we have it, and we have a Morocco connection as well. Yeah.
And last but not least, is the Russian Federation.
The Russian Federation. All right. Yes, we've got to hear from that's one?
One, yeah.
So again, when we say Russia, if you're listening to me now and you're in Russia, then that's you that we're seeing here, and that we want to hear from you. So
monthly total, same thing.
Yes.
Now,
Spasiba.
how would these wonderful people do this?
How would they get in touch with us?
Yeah, to get to do a shout out and send it and all that.
Oh, if you might not know what a shout out is, it's just a recording. Just if you have any kind of a machine, you have a microphone in your plugged into your computer, you have an iPod or like on an iPod, for example, what you could do is go into what's it called? Voice memos, I think, something like that. Or if you have any other iPod app that you've installed that records, if you just go into the App Store on your iPod Touch or your iPhone and just do a little search for, put in the word record, you'll find a recorder there. But I think the iPhone and the iPod Touch already come with something called voice memos. I think it's right on your main screen, on your main menu. Just go in there and hit record and just say what you want to say and then save it, and then you have an option right there to send it by email. So you would just send it to Republic of Avalon Radio @gmail.com or jimfiddler@gmail.com, and that's Fiddler with one D, JIMFIDLER. Now, so if you have an iPhone or an iPod Touch, that's an easy way of doing it. If you have any other kind of portable device like an iRiver or a Zune or whatever, I think there are ways to record on those. Maybe you've never done it, but it might be interesting. A lot of these things, even like iPod Nanos and things, have built-in mics, and you can just hit record and just talk into it and hit stop when you're finished recording. It's pretty easy. Or as I said, a microphone plugged into your computer. Or if you have none of the above and you just absolutely, don't really, you're not that computer savvy, you don't have a portable device of any kind, you could quite easily just call the Roar line and just leave a message on the Roar line. And the number to do that is 1, country code 1, that's North America. The area code is 724, which is southwestern Pennsylvania, in case anyone's wondering. So if you're in southwestern Pennsylvania, then it's a free call. Otherwise, it's not going to cost you much. I mean, most people have long distance plans and things. And how long does it take for you to say, hi, this is Bill in Czech Republic, and you're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio? That doesn't take long, so it's not going to cost very much money. It's going to cost you less to do that than it is to send us that Fiedlerbräu. Bill. What if his name what was Bill?
That would be freaky.
That would be pretty freaky. So 1-724, and the number is 426-8255. 8176. The whole thing again is country code 1, area code 724-426-8176. And if you don't know how to dial to that because you're calling from another country, just dial your operator and tell them you want to call. How do I call Pennsylvania? That's what you want to ask them. And here's the thing too, we have a contest on right now ending on September 1st. So all the shout outs we get we're going to put into a hat, and we're going to have a draw, and the winner is going to win a copy of my latest CD, Revolution Time. It's a reggae album, and a copy. Yeah, I guess it's a copy, and a copy of my T-shirt, the Jim Fiddler T-shirt. It's a really, really nice shirt, black, 100% cotton, pre-shrunk, pre-washed, nice embroidered thing on there with the red, gold, and green, and it just says Jim Fiddler. It's not one of these shirts with like a big picture of my face on the front or anything like that. There's no picture. It's just a nice, comfortable, well-made shirt that's going to last forever. That on the left breast has an embroidered. It says Jim Fiddler and Gypsy, yeah. And that's my first solo album, Gypsy. That's yeah. I think a lot of people like that record, and this is a rarity too. It's a limited. We only have, I don't know how many.
We only have about a dozen left.
We only have maybe a dozen shirts left in the world, and we're not going to be making any more. So
no, these are limited edition.
Yeah.
Shirts for sure.
So you will win a T-shirt and a copy of my CD.
Yeah. So get those shout outs in.
Get them in now.
Do it.
Yes. Go, go, go.
Just do it now. As soon as you stop listening to
right
this,
now.
Do it. Just go and do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for that. And just to look at the stats, why don't you just refresh that page? Hang on, I'll just hit refresh.
Windows Internet.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna refresh the page and give you the current numbers as of August the 8th, 2010. The number of downloads for June was what?
6,677.
6,600 what?
6,677
yes. In June.
6,578 in July.
Okay. And how about August so far as of August the 8th?
August so far is 3,062.
Dear, you know what that means? While we were talking here, we've had about 60 downloads take place.
Really?
It was before we started recording this, it was 3,007 or something like that.
Wow, that's right. Maybe because we just put up a show.
Yeah, but that's being downloaded totally. That's not part of the stat.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's in Frank's feed. So that's not even counted.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yes, indeed, folks. All right, that's it for our little segment here, the stats segment. And let me play you a little bit of that stats theme music before we go. How did it go again? Something like. There you go, folks. So get your shout-outs in and win a T-shirt and a CD. See you.
a Root Cellar production.